Now let us discuss one more numerical based on the topic double column cash book. Fine. You may take out page number 11.29 and illustration number 11. That question we are going to discuss now. It's illustration number 11 on page number 8.29. The first transaction on January 1 is bank overdraft and cash in hand. Bank overdraft means credit balance of the bank. As you know, credit balance means when you have withdrawn money from the bank more than what we have in our account. Means my account balance was, let's say, 10,000. I have withdrawn rupees 12,000 from the bank. So 2,000 becomes bank overdraft, and bank overdraft is a liability, so it has a credit balance. That's why I'm going to write the amount of bank overdraft on the credit side of the bank column. So here I write by balance brought down. And in case of cash, it is given to us cash in hand. So cash in hand means the amount of cash left with us. It's an asset, so it will always have a debit balance. To balance brought down. The amount of cash in hand is 2,300 and amount of your bank overdraft is 12,000. Now read the next transaction. Next is purchase goods rupees 40,000, 15% trade discount, IGST 12% and payment was made by check. See, we have purchased goods for rupees 40,000. See, name of the party is not mentioned, that from whom we have purchased the goods. So in this case, when the name of the supplier or the person from whom we are buying the goods is not mentioned, then we treat such purchase as a cash purchase. It means that we have purchased goods for rupees 40,000 for cash, 15% trade discount. So 15% of 40,000 is 6,000. Fine. So 40,000 minus 6,000 is 34,000, and some CGST and like IGST is there in this question. You may see to it. IGST is 12% and the payment is made by check. So entry is going to be purchase account debit, input IGST debit to bank account, because we have purchased goods from through a check. So in this entry, the purchase account is debited and bank account is credited. I can write the entry for you. Entry is this: purchase account debit, input IGST debit to bank. We have purchased goods for rupees 34,000 and some IGST is there. So IGST is 12%. So 12% of 34,000 is 4,080. So here I will write by purchase, because bank account is credited, by purchase and because of IGST. So by purchase 34,000 and by input IGST it is 4,080. Fine. Now read the next transaction. Next is sold goods for rupees 30,000, 10% trade discount and payment received by a check and IGST is 12%. IGST is 12%. Now see, what is the case here? Goods of rupees 30,000 you have sold after charging 10% trade discount. It means 10% of 30,000 is 3,000. It means actual value of the goods are 27,000. Now you have sold goods after charging some GST, that is 12% GST, and the payment is made through and the debtor has made the payment to you through a check. Now what's going to be the entry in this case? As you are selling goods, you are getting that check, you are depositing that check into the bank on the same day. So you will write bank account debited to sales and to output IGST. The value of sales are 27,000, means the amount which is there after charging your trade discount and the IGST is 12%. It means it is 12% of 27,000, that is 3240. Now I am debiting here bank column. So the transaction will be on the debit side of bank. Bank is debited because of sales and because of output IGST. So write here to sales, to output IGST. Sales 27,000, output IGST is 3240. Fine. So now keep posting the dates also. Dates are, it's Jan 1. Jan 1 shows the date for the opening, writing the opening balances. Jan 5 for the purchase, and January 6 for the sales. Now read the next transaction. Next transaction is on 7th of January. That is check received from S. Nair and discount allowed 200. They are saying that you have received a check on 7th of January from S. Nair. You have received a check on 7th of January from S. Nair. So what's going to be the entry? Entry is going to be checks in hand debited. So now why am I writing here checks in hand? Because when you go through the full-fledged question note, you will get to know that you have deposited this check which you have received on January 7 on January 9. It means check received on January 7 has been deposited into the bank on January 9. So in this case, we are going to pass the entry checks in hand debit 4,000. Discount. If you are receiving the check, it means you have allowed the discount. So that discount is to be debited 200, and you have received the check from S. Nair. Now check. The columns are checks in hand, discount and S. Nair. We are not making like a checks in hand column, discount column and S. Nair's column. We are making here cash in bank column. So it means that clearly this transaction will not be recorded in the cash book. So where are we going to record this transaction? We are going to record such transactions in the journal proper. And when do you have to make the journal proper? You have to make the journal proper at the end of the cash book. Fine. The transactions which will not be entered in the cash book, you have to write the journal entries of those transactions in journal proper, which will be prepared at the end of the cash book. So it means this transaction will not be written in the cash book. Now read the next transaction. Next is on January 9, check received from S. Nair deposited into the bank. Now you have deposited the check which you have received from S. Nair. So what's going to be the entry? Bank becomes the receiver to checks in hand. Bank becomes the receiver to checks in hand, goes out. So January 9 to check in hand you have deposited into the bank. So bank will be debited. Now read the next transaction. Next is check paid to Radha and discount received. Now you have made payment to Radha and you have received a discount. You have made payment to Radha means you have given a check to Radha. So what's going to be the entry? Radha becomes the receiver. Radha account debited. I'll write this entry. See what's going to be the entry? Radha becomes the receiver. You are given a check to her. So to bank. She has given discount to you. So that discount has become an income. So it will be credited. Fine. How to write the amount? The check is of rupees 2,500. Discount is of rupees 50. Radha will be debited with 2,550. But out of Radha, bank and discount, which column are you making in the cash book? You are making only and only bank column. So we need to check that whether bank is debited or credited. In this entry, bank is credited, so entry will be on the credit side. I am writing here by. Bank has been credited with rupees 2500, so I am writing 2500 here. Bank has been credited because of Radha, so I am writing here by Radha 2500. See, students, don't get confused this way. I am just writing the entries here so that I can show you how to post them. Fine, you don't have to write the journal entries the way I am writing. Just because of having lesser space, I am writing here the entries so that the posting can be clear to you. Now read the next transaction. Next is S. Nair's check dishonored. Now you have received a check from S. Nair for rupees 4000 C, and you have deposited, like you received check on 7th of January, you deposited in the bank on 9th of January, and now on January 15th the bank has dishonored the check. You know the concept of dishonor. In the event of dishonor of the check, the entries gets reversed. If the entry of receiving check from S. Nair is bank to S. Nair, then the entry for dishonor would have been S. Nair's to bank. So here you are going to write on January 15 by S. Nair, bank will be credited with rupees 4000. Now next transaction. Next is money withdrawn from bank for office use. Now you have withdrawn money from bank. So what comes into the business? Cash will come into the business. So entry will become cash account debited to bank. Cash will be debited, bank will be credited. So you have to write a transaction like this. Cash is debited with rupees 3400. So we will write here to bank. Bank has been credited by rupees 3400 because we have taken money, so by cash. This is the posting of contra entry. Next transaction is fee of children paid by check. You have paid like the fee of the children by check and the amount is 75 rupees. You have paid the fee, it means drawings. So entry will become drawings to bank. So you are going to write here by drawings 75. Next transaction now. Next is check received from Hira and endorsed it to Sunita on 27th of January 4500. Now they are saying that on 25th of January you have received a check from Hira. Which date you have received check? On 25th of January, and the amount of check is 4500. On 25th, if I am receiving a check, entry will be checks in hand to Hira. Because it is clearly mentioned that this check I have endorsed to Sunita on 27th of January. It means that I have not deposited the check into the bank. So checks in hand to Hira. The day this check will be deposited into the bank, entry will be Sunita will become the receiver and checks in hand goes out. The day you are receiving the check, it is checks in hand to Hira. When you endorse this check, it will become Sunita to checks in hand. Now, checks in hand, Hira and Sunita, we are not making any of the column here. It means that these two entries will not be posted in the cash book. These two entries will be written in the journal proper. So I hope the concept you have is clear to you. On 25th, I am receiving the check, but I have not deposited the check into the bank. So I have to write the word checks in hand. Who is the giver? Hira. So entry is checks in hand to Hira. When I am depositing the same check, when I am endorsing the same check to somebody else like Sunita, then Sunita becomes the receiver to checks in hand. So none of the transaction will be recorded in the cash book. Now read the next. Next is bank charges rupees 20. We have already discussed the concept of bank charges. It is bank charges rupees 20. So by bank charges 20 rupees. Fine. Now before reading the last transaction, I would like to first of all balance the cash side. Okay. Okay, fine. Read it. Paid into bank the entire balance after retaining 700 at office. I repeat the line. Paid into bank rupees 700. Paid into bank the entire amount after retaining 700 at office. What does this transaction means? It means that whatever cash in hand you have, cash in hand means cash received minus cash gone out of the business. Receipts minus payments. In this question, there are only receipts, there is no payment. Fine. Receipt minus payment is cash in hand. It is given in the question that whatever cash in hand you have, out of that money, keep rupees 700 with you in form of cash and deposit the rest of the amount in the bank. Now check. We have total 5700 rupees with us. 2300 plus 3400. Total is 5700, right? We have total 5700 rupees with us, receipts. Are there any payments? There are no payments. It means receipt minus payment. So how much total cash in hand I have? 5700. In the question it is mentioned that आपके पास जितना भी cash in hand है, you just keep rupees 700 with you and deposit the rest of the amount into the bank. Total cash that has come into the business is 5700. Out of 5700, I have not spent anything. It means 5700 in the form of cash is in the business. I want that instead of keeping 5700 in the business, we should keep only cash of rupees 700 and we should deposit the leftover amount in the bank. So if out of 5700, 700 I am keeping with me, then how much am I depositing into the bank? 5000. So now what entry I should pass for depositing the money into the bank, students? Entry is crystal clear, that is bank account debited to cash account. So I should pass the entry here. Entry will be bank debited to cash 5000. Post it, you know how to done the posting. Bank is debited with 5000. Bank is debited because of cash. Cash is credited with 5000 because cash has gone out. Cash is credited because of and by bank. So write here by bank. Now what is the next step? Next step is very easy, that you already know. Now the next step is to do the balancing. And you know how to do the balancing? First of all, check. The debit side of the cash column shows balance of 5700 and the credit side shows the balance of 5000. So which side is greater? It's clearly debit side is greater. So we write the balance of the side which is greater. 5700 and 5700. To make them equal, I should carry down the balance of 700. So it will be by balance carried down. Now check the debit side of bank and the credit side of bank. Check which side is greater. You check now. It is the side which is greater is credit side here. Credit side is greater. Just check. The total of credit side is 60075. Total of credit side is 60075. If you total, you will get this amount. Total of debit side is 39240. Total of this side is 39240. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मीनिंग है कि आपके बैंक में कितना मनी था 39,240, बट आपने स्पेंड कितना कर दिया 60,075. It means bank has given you the liberty to withdraw something extra, and that something extra is bank overdraft. So first of all, write the total of the side which is greater. Here credit side is greater. So to make them equal, I should write some balance on the debit side. And how to calculate that balance? That will be 60075 minus 39240, which is equal to 20835. Now, as in this column, the debit side of the cash column is greater, no? So I call that cash book is having, or you may say the cash column of cash book is having a debit balance of 700. देखने में लग रहा है कि हमने इसे क्रेडिट साइड पर लिखा है, तो डेबिट बैलेंस क्यों बोल रहे हैं? The reason is clear, because debit side is greater and I have to write the balance on the credit side, so I call it as the cash book is having a debit balance of 700. In case of bank, the credit side is greater, so am I writing the carry down balance on the debit side, so I call it as bank is having a credit balance of 20835. So I hope double column cash book is clear to you. Keep on practicing, girls. Thank you.